If you've watched this channel a few times, then you know that I'm a big fan of the imprint label. Let's take a look. Let's start with some of the imprint box sets I've had. I've done episodes on many of these, including these two After Dark neo-noir cinema collections. I've done episodes on all the films in these, and I did an episode on this collaborations box, which is one of the most impressive boxes I've ever had. Barfly, there's an episode on that, as well as on this Jerry Lewis set. Now this Tales of Adventure, I love this cover so much. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't looked at any of these yet. I also haven't looked at Sam Peckinpah's film of the Osterman Weekend, or any of this Harry Palmer collection with Michael Caine, though I believe I've seen at least the Ipcris file before. Now this directed by Roland Joffe set, I have seen The Killing Fields and The Mission before. I think City of Joy as well. Haven't cracked this one open yet either. The Warriors, I've seen that film. Haven't seen this disc yet. This one I have seen. I did watch The Wicker Man. This is one of my favorite covers. Just love this cover. And also directed by Walter Hill. I've done episodes on the first 3 films in this set, so I need to continue with that. And then if we go down here, there are some single discs as well, some of which I've seen, some of which I've done episodes on. Across 110th Street, haven't seen that. Black Sunday, saw that when it came out, but not this disc. Body Parts, this is a crazy horror film, which I've seen a couple of times, and this disc I've seen. Catman of Paris, I just did an episode on that one. China Gate, Sam Fuller, one of my favorite directors. I don't think I've seen that one yet. Conquest of Space, I did an episode on that. Days of Heaven, I've seen it, not this disc. Same with The Dead Zone, the David Cronenberg film. Haven't seen that disc yet. Drugstore Cowboy, yes, I've seen this. Did an episode on that one, as well as the Peter Lorre film, The Face Behind the Mask, and James Caan film, The Gambler. This is The Gift, which I've seen, but I haven't seen that disc yet. Haven't seen Johnny Got His Gun yet. Now, I have done episodes on these films. Kitten with a Whip, Lady in a Cage. A lot of people responded to that. Last Train from Gun Hill. This is going to come up later in the episode. Let It Ride, I have not seen yet. Let's Scare Jessica to Death, I have seen. It's okay, I think. A lot of people like it. The Medusa Touch, I had never heard of that. Most of these discs here I got during a big sale, or they were gifts. The Mothman Prophecies, it was okay. The Naked Jungle, I did a episode on that one, as well as on Outrage. The Possession of Joel Delaney, I have not seen that one. Stir of Echoes, I did watch. That's a decent film, pretty solid horror film. And then finally, David Lynch's film, The Straight Story. Haven't seen this disc yet, but I have seen the film before. So let's go back over to the closet and I'll show you what I picked up for this Imprint Black Friday sale. So of course I had to take advantage of the Imprint Black Friday sale. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, Mr. The Kazdoy Closet, Black Friday sale, this is January 2024. Well, let me first of all say, this is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And secondly, all these discs came from Australia to the US, so that does take some time. But it didn't help that one of the 2 boxes boomeranged around Australia for a while, appropriately enough, a boomerang, and until finally got redirected here. And now this order is finally complete for the most part. But let's check out what I did receive. First of all, I want to mention that all of the films I'm going to show you today were blind buys with one exception. Also, they all have extra features. I'm not going to read those off to you. You can check those out on your own. And except one film does not have any extra features at all. I will also tell you how you can see these films, whether you want to buy them or rent them or just stream them. And also, shipping from Australia to the US, of course, is not cheap, but even considering the cost of shipping, the prices were still good. It was still worth it. I'm going to mention how much I paid for some of these. And on top of that, some of these editions I'm showing you, several of them are not even available anymore. So the first bundle I want to show you was actually the second order I received, the one that got here no problem, that didn't boomerang around. Ironically, it arrived first, even though I ordered a second. And that is this box of the Browning version. This is from 1951. It's about a disliked teacher at a boys' school in England who's dealing with a heart problem and an unfaithful wife. Now, I've always been a sucker for films about teachers, even before I became a teacher, and even going back to TV shows like Mr. Novak and Room 222. So if you're around my age, you might remember those. And those teacher films and TV shows don't always get it right. This one stars Michael Redgrave. I really enjoyed him in the old Hitchcock film, The Lady Vanishes, and also in Dead of Night. You can rent or you can buy this one. There's a Criterion edition of this one as well, and it's currently streaming on the Criterion channel. Let me open this one up, and I'll show you what the disc looks like. So there's the Browning version right there, and there's the back of it. And then, along with it, there is another version of this film. And I like how Imprint, they always have these very nice glossy boxes and slipcovers, but I like how they did this. They put on the back the cover for the other version of the Browning version, which is from 1994, this time starring Albert Finney as the teacher. Of course, known for so many films like Murder on the Orient Express and Miller's Crossing, the Coen brothers film. It also stars Matthew Modine from Full Metal Jacket and from Birdie, which I did an episode on that as well. It was directed by Mike Figgis, who is probably best known for Internal Affairs, which is in one of those Imprint neo-noir boxes. There's an episode on that. And also for Leaving Las Vegas, which earned an Oscar for Nicolas Cage. You can buy or you can rent this version of the Browning version, and the disc looks like this. And there's the back of it there. The second box in this bundle is Alfie from 1966. This is about a ladies' man who begins to understand the consequences of his lifestyle. It includes, of course, the classic title song from Burt Bacharach, and it stars Michael Caine. This is his second starring role after the Ipcris file. I also liked him in The Hand. There's an episode on that, which is an early Oliver Stone film that's interesting, let's say. I liked him in the Brian De Palma film, Dressed to Kill, and in the Woody Allen film, Hannah and Her Sisters, for which he won an Oscar. Both Alfie and the Browning version, by the way, are based on plays. Now the second disc in here, there's the back of it, by the way. And let me show you the Alfie disc. There's Alfie. And there's the back of it. And the second disc is something I never heard of. It's called My Generation. It's from 2017. And looking at the picture of Michael Caine with these glasses and thinking about London in the 60s makes me think of Austin Powers right away, who kind of borrowed the glasses idea from Michael Caine of that era. But this is Michael Caine narrating and starring in this personal journey through London during the pop explosion of the 1960s. Roger Daltrey and Paul McCartney make appearances in here. Alfie, you can rent or buy. The edition that I got is going for $64 on Amazon. I paid $31 for Alfie and the Browning version. So as you can see, even with the shipping costs, it's still a good deal. The second bundle I bought, Imprint calls the Hardbox bundle. This was a little pricier at $57, and it includes The Eagle Has Landed. Now I put this posted on here because there's a Nazi symbol on there I didn't want to show, but this is about a German plot to kidnap Winston Churchill at the height of World War II. It's supposed to be based on a true story, but that true story was provided by the Soviets at the time, so who knows how true that is. It stars, again, Michael Caine, Donald Sutherland's in here, Robert Duvall, a large cast. And it was directed by John Sturges. And once I looked up his filmography, I realized how many of his films I really admire, including, by the way, this is John Sturges' last film, but I like his films The Great Escape, The Magnificent Seven, Last Train from Gun Hill, which I showed you, and which I did an episode on, Gunfight at the OK Corral, which I believe is getting a 4K version sometime this year, and Bad Day at Black Rock. I like all those films. So let me show you The Eagle Has Landed. There it is right there. I don't think there's anything on here. Nope. There it is right there. And there's the back. There's a second disc, which I don't want to show you the cover either. And that is a extended cut. It's about 15 minutes longer. But I will show you the back of the box here. Okay. And you can see The Eagle Has Landed on Freevee, on Peacock. You can also rent or you can buy it. The second item in that hard box bundle is The Killer Elite from 1975. This is about a man who works for a private security firm affiliated with the CIA, but he's betrayed by his partner. This one stars James Caan. This is 1 year after The Godfather 2 was released. James Caan, of course, so many great films like Thief, Misery, The Yards. I did an episode on that. Underrated film, I think. It also stars Robert Duvall, so of course both of them were in the Godfather series. And a year later, Duvall would be in Network. This is directed by Sam Peckinpah. It's one of his very last films. It falls in between Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia and Cross of Iron. So there's the back of it there. And let me show you the discs. There are 2 discs in here as well. And this is the original theatrical cut. And the second disc is an alternate theatrical cut. It's about 30 minutes longer, so I don't know what's going on there, but maybe I'll find out. This is currently showing on HBO Max. You can also rent or you can buy The Killer Elite. And the final item in that hard box bundle is Burn from 1969. Takes place in 1844. It's about a British mercenary named William Walker who helps some slaves gain independence from Portugal. And then he returns to hunt down a rebel leader. This is based on a real person, but apparently heavily fictionalized. Stars Marlon Brando. 3 years later, he was in The Godfather, for which he won the Oscar, of course. I really enjoy him in On the Waterfront and Julius Caesar. It was directed by Guillo Pontecarvo, who is an Italian director, probably best known for The Battle of Algiers, which was 3 years before this film. And there are 2 discs here. First of all, there's the back. And there are 2 discs. One disc actually has the Italian name on it. This is the original Italian version. It's in Italian with English subtitles. And the other one is an export cut, and this one's in English. And the Italian version is about 10-15 minutes longer. Also, let me mention that the great Ennio Morricone did the music for this film. You can rent this only. I don't see it listed for sale anywhere. The final bundle I got is called the Imprint Favorites Bundle. That one went for $25. There's 3 discs. So we have first, I Am the Law from 1938. This is about a law professor who's asked by a civic leader to become a special prosecutor and go after the gangsters plaguing the city. Now this is the main one in this bundle that I wanted because look who's starring in it, Edward G. Robinson. I love him in almost everything he does. This is fairly early in his career, and I love him in Double Indemnity and Scarlet Street, 2 film noir classics. This is the only disc that I bought in this sale that has 0 extra features, nothing at all, not even a trailer. I don't know where you can see this or where you can buy this one. I never heard of it actually, but I have a hunch maybe if you look on YouTube, you might be able to find it for free. So here's what the inside looks like. Very cool, like that. The next one is in that bundle is Testament from 1983. I think this is the only one of all the ones in this video that I've seen, but I have no recollection of it really. What I do remember is it was very controversial. It's about the life of a suburban American family and how it's shattered when there's a nuclear attack. And it was controversial when it was released because people felt it was way too realistic and way too scary and way too depressing. So let's see if it holds up from 1983. I don't know. It stars Jane Alexander and William Devane. It was directed by Lynn Littman. This is the only fictional feature film she's done. You can rent or you can buy this one. Again, this edition here is going for $31, and I paid $25 for I Am the Law, Testament, and the final one in this bundle. And that final film is The Two Worlds of Jenny Logan from 1979. This is about a woman who discovers an antique dress in her attic, and it allows her to travel back in time. So she is kind of torn between the present time with a cheating husband and going back in time, turn of the century, to some handsome artist. This was a TV movie, and so that makes me skeptical of it. It might be a little too romantic for my taste too. So this is the one I'm least looking forward to watching, but who knows? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. People on IMDb seem to really like it, so we'll find out. It stars Lindsay Wagner, who was the Bionic Woman on TV. That was a spinoff from the $6 Million Man, and she was also in the original film of The Paper Chase. You can rent or buy it. Again, this one alone is $30. I think I paid, whatever I told you, $21 for all three of these. There's also two single discs that I bought. Oh, let me show you the Jenny Logan, what it looks like inside. There's the inside of it. And there's the back of it. And two single discs I bought, and the first one is The Brotherhood of Satan. This is from 1971. This is about a family that is trapped in a California desert town by a cult of senior citizens who are recruiting children to worship Satan. How could I resist that? It could be really cheesy, but that's okay. You got a California town, you got senior citizens recruiting kids. I'm totally in for that one. Plus, and the big plus is it stars Strother Martin. This might be his only starring role, because of course he was a character actor, most famously for Cool Hand Luke. He was also in The Wild Bunch, and he was in so many TV shows. If you look up his filmography, everything from Bonanza to Lost in Space to Gilligan's Island. He's all over the place, and he's always fun to watch. You can rent or you can buy the Brotherhood of Satan. There's also an Arrow edition of this, which is interesting. And there's one more single disc I bought, but there's a story about that, and let me tell you about that. As I mentioned in my introduction, one package from Imprint sort of boomeranged around Australia. When it finally arrived about 2 months after my initial order, it was still missing one disc, but I did get an empty bubble wrap sleeve. So I think the disc was supposed to be in here, and somehow it didn't make it. They do a good job of wrapping everything nice and secure for that long journey from Australia to the United States. And that disc that's missing is the Kenneth Branagh film Dead Again from 1991. I do want to mention that Imprint in the first box I received did include 2 items free of charge as sort of a thank you to their customers, which I thought was a really nice touch. They sent this coffee mug of The Gambler, the James Caan film, and they also sent a keychain like this that says Imprint on it. So that was pretty nice. They didn't have to do that. So I also want to thank charter subscriber April for this sign back here, this Kazdoy closet sign that keeps changing colors. That was really nice of her. That was a Christmas gift from April to me. Get well soon, April. She's suffering from the flu right now, like so many people are. So otherwise, leave a comment or suggestion down below of the discs I've shown you. Is there something you suggest I watch first? I would like to thank the following people who left comments on various episodes, old and new, since our last episode. That includes The Movie Addict, True Blood 59, Sid, Tina, Joe, Roland, Bruce, Two Tone Pictures, Chris C, and Chris S. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave a comment. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. We reached our goal of 800 subscribers. On to 825. Let's keep on going. I'd like to thank the following people who have subscribed since our last episode. Fraser's Dad's Chair and Midnight Geek. I love these creative names coming up here. So subscribing is free. Also free is we're on the Letterboxd app under the Kazdoy Closet. There's a link down below in the show notes. And that's where we leave brief written reviews of other things we're watching. We have about 34 followers right now, so you can join us there. Totally free. The most recent things we've watched and posted reviews of include The Sacrifice Game, JFK, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. So join us over there. Otherwise, hope you like this one. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.